Why does the universe have three spatial dimensions? Look at your hand. Go on, really look at it. You can see the lines on your palm, the rise of your knuckles, the way your fingers curl. You can move it up and down, left and right, forward and back. This simple, everyday act, the movement of your own hand, is a dance in a sacred theater. A theater with a very specific and profoundly mysterious number of stages. 3. We take them for granted: length, width, and height. The three spatial dimensions. They feel as natural as breathing. But have you ever stopped to ask, why? Why 3? Why not 4 or 5 or just a lonely flat one? This isn't just a scientific question. It is one of the deepest, most magical mysteries of existence. Why is our reality built upon this particular triune foundation? Today, we're not just going to explore the textbook answers. We're going on a journey to the very edges of understanding, where physics bleeds into philosophy and mathematics whispers secrets of creation. We are going to ask, is 3 a cosmic accident or a fundamental law, a necessity or a choice? Let's begin with a thought experiment. Imagine a universe of just a single dimension, a solitary, infinite line. In this universe, you wouldn't be a person. You'd be a point, a dot. You could only move back and forth along this line. There is no left, no right, no up, no down. You are a prisoner in a cosmic thread. You couldn't even see another being, because to see requires light to travel. And in one dimension, another point would just be in front of you or behind you. It's a bleak, lonely existence. Life, as we know it, is impossible. Now, let's add a dimension. Welcome to a two-dimensional universe, a vast, infinite plane. Here, you are a flat shape, like a shadow puppet. You can move forward, back, and left, right. You have more freedom. You could be a square, a circle. You could have flat friends. But there's a catch. Your digestive tract, for instance, would have to go right through you, splitting you in two, because there's no around. More crucially, you are trapped on the surface of this immense page. You have no concept of up. If a three-dimensional object, say an apple, were to pass through your flatland, you wouldn't see the whole apple. You would see a single point that mysteriously appears, grows into a changing slice, a circle that expands and contracts and then vanishes. It would be a miracle, a violation of your flat laws of physics. This is our first hint. Lower dimensions are limited. They are prisons of perception. They cannot support the complex structures needed for what we call life. There's no room for intricate neural networks, for circulatory systems, for the beautiful, tangled complexity of a tree or a human brain. So, 3 seems to be the magic number. It gives us freedom. It gives us volume. It allows for orbits that are stable, for planets to circle stars without spiraling in or flying off into the void. It allows for knots to be tied, for membranes to form, for the universe to fold in on itself in the most spectacular ways. 3 dimensions is the minimum requirement for an interesting, complex universe. But is it the maximum? Why not 4 spatial dimensions? Imagine that. A direction you could move that is perpendicular to all 3 we know. We can't visualize it, but mathematicians can describe it. And this is where things get truly strange. In a 4-dimensional space, the laws of physics, as we know them, would fall apart. The force of gravity, for instance, wouldn't follow the familiar inverse square law that keeps our solar system in a delicate balance. In a 4-dimensional world, gravity would be an inverse cube law. It would be so weak over distance that planets couldn't stably orbit stars. The sun's grip on the Earth would be tenuous, and our world would either freeze in the darkness of space or be flung into the interstellar abyss. The very architecture of atoms might be unstable. Light would behave in bizarre, unpredictable ways. A universe with 4 spatial dimensions might be a chaotic, sterile soup, unable to form the structures that lead to stars, planets, and ultimately, to us. This is the core of a powerful and somewhat mystical idea known as the Anthropic Principle. In its simplest form, it says, the universe we observe must be compatible with the existence of observers. We are here asking the question, which means the universe must have the properties that allow for our existence. It has 3 spatial dimensions because if it didn't, we wouldn't be here to notice. It's a cosmic selection effect. We are living in a universe that won the lottery. A universe whose fundamental settings were just right for the emergence of consciousness. Some find this answer unsatisfying. It feels like a tautology. It is because we are here. But it leads to an even more staggering possibility, the multiverse. What if our universe, with its 3 spatial dimensions, is just one bubble in an infinite, frothing sea of creation? A vast cosmic landscape where an infinite number of universes are being born, each with its own random number of dimensions, its own laws of physics. Most of these universes are stillborn. They have too many dimensions and fly apart, or too few and remain simple and barren. They are cosmic phantoms, but by sheer, infinite chance, a few bubbles, like ours, get the recipe right. 3 spatial dimensions, 1 time dimension, the right constants of nature, and in those rare, blessed bubbles, life can spark, and eyes can open to gaze upon the wonder of it all. This idea transforms our why from a question of law to a question of destiny. We aren't in a universe designed for us. We are in a universe that allowed us, and we are a part of the universe becoming aware of itself. But the mysteries go deeper still. There is a theory at the very frontier of physics that is so revolutionary, it feels less like science and more like a sacred truth. This is the holographic principle. What if our magnificent 3-dimensional reality, the depth of a canyon, the swirl of a galaxy, the feeling of a loved one's embrace, is all an illusion, a projection? What if all the information that makes up our 3D universe is actually encoded on a distant, 2-dimensional surface, like a cosmic movie projector? Think of a hologram on your credit card, a flat, 2D surface that, when light hits it just right, creates a perfect 3D image. The holographic principle suggests that our entire universe might be like that. The true, fundamental reality is a vast 2D shell at the edge of everything we can see. And our 3-dimensional experience is a magnificent, incredibly detailed projection from that shell. If this is true, it answers our question in the most mind-bending way possible. The universe doesn't have 3 spatial dimensions at its most fundamental level. It has 2. The 3rd dimension, along with everything in it, you, me, the stars, everything, is an emergent property. It's a shadow, a rendering, a story being told on a flat screen of unimaginable size. We are living inside the projection. We are the dream of a 2D universe. This is why the number 3 is so special. It is the minimum number needed for the rich complexity of life, as we saw with Flatland. But it might also be the maximum number that can be projected from a more fundamental, lower dimensional reality. 3 is the golden mean, the perfect balance between simplicity and complexity. So, where does this leave us? We have traveled from the lonely line of 1 dimension through the fragile plane of 2 to our comfortable space of 3. We've seen how 4 dimensions would tear reality apart. We've considered the mystical selection of the Anthropic Principle and the infinite bubbles of the multiverse. And we've ended at the holographic edge, where reality itself might be a beautiful illusion. The number 3 is not just a number. It is the architectural blueprint of our reality. It is the reason knots hold, orbits stabilize, and life can evolve to ask why. It is the stage upon which the cosmic drama unfolds. It is the sacred trinity of space itself, the holy triangle of existence that allows for both the atom and the galaxy, for both the simple and the sublime. Perhaps we are here because 3 is the number of magic. It is the number of beginning, middle, and end, past, present, and future. And in the vast, silent cosmos, it is the number that allowed for a voice to emerge, to ask the question, and to marvel at the answer. This journey into the heart of dimensionality is just one of the many incredible mysteries we explore together on this channel. The nature of reality is the greatest story ever told, and I'm thrilled to be telling it with you. If this video sparked a sense of wonder in you, if it made you look at your own hand and see the cosmic dance in it, then please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell icon. We have so many more adventures to the edges of space and time coming your way. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Is 3 a cosmic necessity, or are we just lucky inhabitants of a golden bubble? Do you lean towards the multiverse, or does the holographic principle resonate with you? Let's get a conversation started, and for those of you who want to dive even deeper, to explore the holographic principle, the multiverse, and the very nature of reality in a full-length journey, I want to let you know about my book, Holographic Multiverse. In it, we go on an even grander adventure, connecting all these dots into a vision of reality that is both scientifically rigorous and profoundly magical. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. Thank you for watching, for wondering, and for being a part of this curious, conscious corner of our 3-dimensional universe. Until next time, keep looking up and keep asking the big questions.